What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the spot where we kick back and react to all kind of different things. Alright, so what we got going on today? We're about to get into another True Facts. They've dropped a new one. This one is Best, Worst, Jumping, and More. So, the Animal Awards. Another Animal Awards, just like last time. It was hilarious, so can't wait to check this one out. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's check it out. Get some laughs in. Let's go.
This episode sponsored by Hunter Killer. Welcome to the True Facts Animal Awards, celebrating animals with awards. Jerry, that didn't add gravitas. Whatever. In the category of Best Worst Jumping, there were quite a few entries. I mean, come on, it's not rocket science to be awesome at being terrible at jumping. In fact, rocket science would really screw you in this category.
Wait, rocket science will screw you. That's funny. That what was that? Grasshopper just tried to jump and just failed completely without getting even like a centimeter off the ground. Hold up, like that's hilarious.
Awesome at being terrible at jumping. In fact, rocket science would really screw you in this category. A notable entry was the globular springtail. It's a great launch, looks quite acrobatic, all tucked in like that, full rotations. And then he takes it right on the face. Look at him sliding away. Keep cool, they'll think it's on purpose. But if you want to win this category, you have to go up against frogs in the genus Brachycephalus. Look at it, it's not dead. I mean, these guys are famous for bad jumping. They're not happy about it. You know, some of them have glow-in-the-dark bones. Why not be famous for that? But the deal with Brachycephalus is that they really went all in on the miniaturization thing. They're f***ing tiny. Some of the smallest vertebrates on Earth, so bravo. But to get that small, there's sacrifices. They lost some toes and fingers along the way. There's a couple species that seem to have lost the ability to hear their own mating calls, which is a bit poetically heartbreaking. I mean, the deal is that some equipment just doesn't...
Oh, lost the ability to hear your own mating calls? That's horrible. Oh man, evolution took you on a path to where you can't take a hint. You can't read the signs. That's crazy.
Which is a bit poetically heartbreaking. I mean, the deal is that some equipment just doesn't scale down all that well. In particular, there's this little organ that vertebrates have made of 3 loops that stick out in different directions. It's inside the ear. When accelerated, fluid inside those loops slosh around and trigger little sensory hairs, which help the brain figure out how to balance and maintain posture. Turns out there's a limit to how small you can shrink this before the system breaks down. So when they jump, their little bodies aren't getting information about what the hell's happening. So the best strategy seems to be stiffen up and stretch out. Staying big helps reduce the rotations. But it turns out that Brachycephalus isn't the only group of frogs that have a complicated relationship with the jump. First, let's remind ourselves what normal frog jumping looks like. This here is Bombina orientalis. A nice looking jump, and then the arms come forward to brace for impact, and the hind legs kind of follow through, the end result being that it's ready for the next jump very soon after landing. Alright, so you've seen how it's supposed to be done. Now there's a group of frogs in the genus Leiopelma that split off from other frogs about 200 million years ago. Let's take a look at their form. See if you can spot the difference. Wait for it. It's amazing. Here's another one, just so you don't think it's one drunk frog. Oh, that's a tough one. All right, you're probably wondering what the f***'s wrong with them. So it's thought that the taking off part of jumping evolved first, as an escape mechanism into water. The landing bit evolved later when frogs became more terrestrial. These old school frogs never really got into jumping, and never evolved a way to gracefully land. But still, no match for our winner, Brachycephalus. Next up, we have Best Animal Call, subcategory Clown Shoes. This one's the winner. It's perfect. In the category Nature Photographer I Want to Party With, it's a pygmy yeti.
That was both hilarious and adorable. I gotta see that again. Just because I gotta see that again. That was too funny.
Subcategory Clown Shoes. This one's the winner.
Hilarious.
It's perfect. In the category Nature Photographer I Want to Party With, it's a pygmy yeti. I joke with you. It's a pregnant meerkat. But who decides to film that angle?
For real.
Hold on,
like,
guys.
what the
There's
heck?
a shot I gotta get. And the meerkat who's on the lookout chooses to ignore the weirdo lying beneath her, filming her crotch. Pygmy Yeti. Hey, Tina, Lori, check. Oh, hey, Nancy.
Oh man, I don't think who had the thought process to go and record from that angle. I want to know who that person was. Actually, no, I don't. Well, I don't want to know them. I just want to know who they are. Oh man, and why did you stay down there for that long? Like that was weird.
Guys, check this out. Ready? Hold on, I gotta. All right. Did you see it? What the fuck? How could you not notice that? Hunter Killer makes these immersive murder mystery games. I recently played this one, Dead Below Deck. It comes sent off your order of immersive mystery games today. I'm a fan and happy to have Hunter Killer as a sponsor. Where were we? Oh, right. In the category Fun Fashion on a Budget, the winners are leaf beetles in the family Chrysomelidae. Some of these baby beetles hold on to body parts that they shed in a molt. It's like wearing a coat made out of a sunburn peel. Others use their own feces to create a sort of defensive shield. It's like Captain America reimagined by a fetish pornographer. What? You want to see how it's done? Sure. This is the larva of a tortoise.
That joke got me. I was not expecting the Captain America joke. Oh, that guy. Okay, I'm good now.
Beetle in the process of adding excrement to those two things that sort of arch over its body, sometimes referred to as an anal fork, two words that should not be that close together. Anyway, these shields grow over time and you have to learn how to maneuver them. It's like trying to walk down Fifth Avenue with an umbrella. This aphid's like, oh, that's a cool hat. Where'd you get? Oh, for the love of God. You're wearing and you can imagine that once this becomes a fashion trend, everyone wants in, tries to outdo each other, and it gets a bit out of hand, to be honest. Really smacks against most of the current conventions in fashion. I mean, there are some classier presentations. Hemispherata cyanea, for example, creates a fecal thatch, which looks like a pile of shoestring potatoes I'd be happy to have next to my ribeye. The larva is hidden underneath it, and it creates those long strands of feces using what is called an anal turret. And look at that, its anal fork is actually a stack of anal forks from its former bodies. But beetles in the genus
Wait, what did it say right there?
Anal forks from its former bodies. But beetles.
Did your mom knit you that sweater?
But beetles in the genus Neoclamyces went all in on this strategy of looking like crap. This right here is a mummy beetle, and she's laid an egg underneath a leaf. Then she carefully encases it in a little onesie made out of her own feces. When the egg hatches, the larva emerges, but then it flips over and carries its mummy's poop house on its back. But the larva needs to grow, so it starts to add its own feces to its surroundings. How does it do that? Well, they figured that out. To see where the poop was being added, a science hippie painted that little turd hat. A few hours later, you can see where the new stuff was added. Keep doing that over and over again, and you can put a little element of surprise for the kids on Easter morning. Anyway, this goes on until they...
That's foul. Oh, that's foul.
pupate inside of a ball of their own crap, and what emerges is a warty leaf beetle. And warty leaf beetles have evolved to mimic caterpillar poop. Here, can you tell which one's the beetle? You can't, because they hide their arms and legs like little transformers. Except they don't transform into cars, they transform into Here, you can see the little antennae peeking out. I know what you're thinking. There must be a lot of caterpillar poo if things evolve to look like it. Well, unlike the beetles, the caterpillars want nothing to do with their excrement.
Wait,
this
what?
Right here.
Is it that's how you play Tiddlywinks? Is that what they said?
Their excrement.
Wow.
This right here is a skipper caterpillar, and it's just about to poop. Ready? It's like a magic trick. I mean, that clown would get arrested, but still. For years, it was assumed that the poop was sort of flicked by something called an anal comb. It turns out this structure is more of a latch, allowing blood pressure to build up behind it and to form an anal plate. Enough pressure and the latch trips, and the whole thing sort of pops
I want to know, what scientist was like, I really need to figure out the mechanics behind this? Was that really something that we really, really, really needed to know? I mean, I guess... Fun fact, but still.
Off like a tiddlywink. And they figured some of this out by painting spots on the butt of a caterpillar and then seeing how the paint was transferred to the poop pellet. It's what happens when your parents don't let you go to art school. Sharpshooters.
Great joke for that one. But for real though, I'm like, okay, I'm all for science and studies and learning stuff, but you really need to know the mechanisms for how these things flick their poop. So you literally put coloring on them so that you can figure this out. That is insane. I'm sorry. That's extreme for me. Most likely to have flashbacks in the urinal.
In the family Cicadelidae have a similar thing going, except with urine. They eat plant juice, which is essentially 95% water. Ew. And that means they have to pee a lot, like 300 times their body weight. And you want to put some distance between you and that puddle. So they have something called an anal stylus, which has some hard parts to it and some springy parts. They squeeze out a little droplet onto that stylus, and then the stylus springy parts load up like a spring. And then pop, the whole thing goes off. The cool thing is that the water droplet moves faster than the...
Yeah, real life Pokemon over here doing bubble beam.
Stylus flicked. And that's because the sharpshooter takes advantage of the fact that water droplets can act like little rubber balls. If you accelerate them just right, the droplet will have time to compress and expand, exerting an additional force on the pushing surface. And this allows the droplet to fly faster than the flicker flicked, which is great because it gets the pee far away, and it also requires less energy from the sharpshooter compared to peeing in a stream. Not in a stream, like in the form of a stream, like we do it, unless you do it different. No judgment. Finally, in the category of most creative home security system, the winner is this Asiatic honeybee, Apis serrata. These bees have a problem. Their hives often get attacked by groups of these giant hornets, so they decided to do something about it. Here's one of those bees out on a big pile of animal feces. I know what you're saying, so what? Everyone's got their thing, but this bee is collecting that feces. Here, you can see one with a little nugget tucked between its mouth parts. It's not just that one either, they're all doing it. And so what happens is they bring it back to the entrance of their hive and do a little plastering job. Lo and behold, if you smear a bunch of shit around your doorway, you get fewer visitors. It's brilliant. I'm sure they laughed at the first bee that came up with it. Benny, what you doing there? Sorry, I can't understand you, Benny. Your mouth is full. All right, I'll leave you to it. Okay, Benny? Weirdo.
Wow.
Here comes one.
Oh, he's still doing that bird.
Oh,
all right, that was pretty good. Oh man, these are always hilarious and always informative, and you always end up learning something, whether or not it was something that you felt that you. All right, y'all. So y'all know what to do. Go down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this one. Let me know what you'd like to see me react to next. Hit that like button before you go. Share this video with everyone you know, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right. So till next time, take care of yourselves, and I'm out of here.